Alright, so the winter break is on and the year is almost coming to an end, and I'm way behind on my reading goal. Okay, I'm neither sad nor stressing about this number, but at the same time making a little bit of progress won't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here's the plan, which you already know if you're on my Instagram. You might be watching this on Instagram. Forget it. I'll choose 4 random books for my TBR and put them on my story for you to decide which one I should finish reading in the next 24 hours. If you're nice, you'd pick the shortest book. Okay, so here are the 4 random books I chose. The first one is Will by Will Smith with Mark Manson. I don't think this book needs an introduction. It is the biography of Will Smith. And the second thing is that this book is written with Mark Manson, one of my favorite authors of this time. He wrote the book Everything is Fucked and The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which are both brilliant, straightforward books. So I'm really excited to be reading these. And because of its popularity, I would hypothesize that this might be the popular choice among you guys, but we'll see. The second one is How to Pronounce Knife by Suman Tamawongsa. I hope I said it right. Now, Suman Tamawongsa is a Canadian poet and short story writer, and those are the 2 reasons why I really wanted to pick up this book, because I would like to explore Canadian authors and I'd also like to dip my foot into the river of fiction, if you know what I mean, because reading fiction is not something I do and I'd like to explore that a little bit more, and I think short stories will be a good way to go about it. And it's also got a really catchy title, How to Pronounce Knife. I'm hooked, so let's see if you pick that one. The next book is Time Management by Brian Tracy, and I've read a couple of Brian Tracy's books when I was younger and exploring nonfiction and self-help, because that was something my dad used to read and he owned a couple of copies, so I got to try those and I really like them. I really like his straightforward, on to the point kind of style of writing. So Time Management, I thought it's the perfect timing. Also, there's only a couple hundred pages in this book, so 24-hour reading challenge would be really nice if you guys picked this one. And the last one is The Man Who Caught the Storm by Brantley Hargrove. This book is about Tim Samaras, who used to go storm hunting, storm chasing, exploring tornadoes and understanding it, recording it, observing it. But the thing that really got me interested in this book was that Tim Samaras has never been to college, but he's able to make these incredible equipments that allow him to go closer and closer to storms and tornadoes than anybody has ever been able to. And like the back of the book suggests, it's about obsession, ingenuity, and the race to understand nature's fiercest phenomenon, the tornado. So I think it'll be interesting to say the least. So this is all my story now, and so we wait. Ding ding ding, the votes are in. Thank you all so much for voting, and special thanks because the winner of this 24-hour reading challenge vote thing that I posted on my Instagram is How to Pronounce Knife by Suman Tamawongsa. Let's get reading, y'all. Let's go. 24 hours. Yo. Y'all. Alright. So I did not check how many hours it took for me to finish this book, but I'm done reading now. It was pretty fast-paced because each story is pretty gripping and you want to turn the pages and see what happened next. It started off with the story of a girl who is looking at a really tricky word as she was reading in her classroom, and this word, of course, it's knife. K is silent. She didn't know how to pronounce it, so that's how the whole story kind of starts. There was a story about this former boxer who needs to find a different way of living because he has to now work at a nail salon under his sister. Then there is a story about this mother who teaches her daughter her work, which is actually to pick worms. One day this 14-year-old guy comes in and she ends up losing her job, so now she needs to find a way of moving through this new life that's like presented to her. This one I really liked. There was a story about this son who is troubled because his mother is obsessed with a singer, and he was troubled because he thought what would happen to his dad if his mom is like so obsessed with this singer man. So that was a really interesting kind of funny story. The common theme here was the immigrant experience, and that was the best part about reading this book. Each story shares a link with one another as to how these characters developed a new life around them while they were still looking through a lens from the past, if you know what I mean. It shows how time goes around, people change as time changes, as people are put in different circumstances. It shows the new struggles families come to endure as they move out of their homes and go to a different country. Everything they know to be normal is not the same anymore. It's all different. And it shows how people and families, although they are going through a lot of struggles, there's like that, at least that small tinge of positivity, that hopefulness for a better future that they kind of have when they come to a new place. All of that is like really beautifully captured in this book. So I really loved reading it, and the author is an immigrant herself. She was born in Lao refugee camp in Nong Khai, Thailand, and she was raised in Toronto. So there's a lot of Lao references in each short story, and it's all really interesting. So there's a 5-star book right there, coming from someone who has not read much fiction, so take it with a pinch of salt, but still I really enjoyed reading this book. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Ciao.